Welcome back to the Milwaukee Show, and today we are talking about the relocation of the Arizona Coyotes, sort of, and to the relocation home of Utah, especially. Now, a year ago or so, I made a video because, once again, expansion talks and relocation for the Coyotes all over and over again always happens every single season. So last year around this time, I made a video about expansion teams, and Salt Lake City, Utah was one of the teams that has been mentioned a lot for the Coyotes, and it is finally, I know it's not technically completely official yet, but it's going to happen, and I'm going to make a whole series talking about that, as I've got so much to say about this. But what we're going to focus on today is more of the happy aspect of the Coyotes relocation, and that is the brand new identity of a hockey team. And for me personally, I think most hockey fans would agree, and I think one thing that we take big pride in is we definitely have the most beautiful uniforms, the best names, the best looking sport. Because really with like football, like football jerseys are hard to really make that amazing because there's not a lot to play with, usually it's just a shirt that's cut off around here and the big numbers, you can't have a logo on the front, so it's very hard to make a truly super beautiful football jersey. In soccer, they're really just wearing a shirt and shorts. Sure, there are some beautiful other ones, but hockey to me, and I think most of us would agree, is the most beautiful of all the sports and has some of the best identities in the world of sports. And for me, the Coyotes moving away, which is sad because they definitely have one of the best brand identities in the entirety of sports as a whole. Utah, I hope, is able to do something just as fun with them going over there. So there's been lots of talks of what should the name of the team be, and I want to kind of look further past that, right? Because right now the biggest one is, of course, the Yetis, which of course is a picture of a Yeti there, and I don't like this name at all. I was the biggest fan of the Kraken being named the Kraken, and I know a lot of people didn't like it because it's a mythological beast or whatever, but look, I love Pirates of the Caribbean. That's the gold from that, and for me, I was so happy that they're named that, and the Kraken immediately have become one of my favorite teams because that's such a cool name. But the Yetis is so silly to me. That's not cool. The Yetis is so silly. Look at this. That is so who cares? To me it's the Utah Yetis. It's the most if you ever played EA Slapshot on the Wii, if you ever played that game, the Utah Yetis feel like one of those teams that you'd play when you were playing Pee-wee and Might, when you were get in your the be a pro mode. It is one of those so lame names, the Goblins or something like that. It is the lowest tier of of stupid names. That is a children's team name, and I don't like it. And I get the reasoning behind that, and I actually have a couple names that I would like to suggest that are similar to it, because the idea is Utah, one of the most glorious things about it is how beautiful the snow is, and the mountains, all that. I get it. Yetis being there, that makes sense. I get it, but it is so lame. That is absolutely the name of what the ECHL team would be called, right? They can join the Solar Bears and the Ghost Pirates and the what other ridiculous names do they have down? The Nailers, the Wheeling Nailers. They can join them with the Yetis, The Yetis, keep that out of the NHL. I don't want the team to be called the Yetis. That is so lame. And once again, if they were named the Yetis, it would be once again, which I will get to eventually when I make my big series about the Coyotes moving, is you're going to move from Arizona, which is a landmark state, to Utah, and everyone thinks that's going to be the solution. Okay, they're going to be called the Coyotes with this naming brand, Arizona Coyotes, great name, to the Utah Yetis. That is so lame. So to me, I would like to suggest something else, something more natural, and use the color tones of Utah, right? The orange of the mountains and the mesas, right? The whole the landmarks and stuff that they put even on their signs. You look up Utah, you can go to Utah, which I have. It's beautiful there. The color orange is so prominent And it is also a little bit of a hint to its like past, like if the Yetis or whatever their name is stays around, if that orange like lingers there from the Coyotes days, then that would be like a nice little like touch where like orange was a slight like in the Coyotes logo. So I kind of like that. Also, the light blue of like the sky, and then also like the mountains in the background, the snow, like that light blue, like really feels like it should be part of it. Like orange and blue, and just maybe do like that gradient. Because what I really want to see from this team is something new that no other team has done, right? The Golden Knights, they introduced like sparkly gold glitter, the Kraken introducing like the Kraken identity and kind of just like really dark colors. There's no white on their home jersey at all. To me, I want to see this team introduce a new layer of things. And I think like a gradient like the Suns have on their Valley jerseys, if you've ever seen those. Maybe like the Houston Astros, how they have like that. It's not really a gradient, but it's just like it is sort of like the striping with like similar colors. I want to see something like that. And maybe like with like this orange and this like sand like brown color with the blue. I feel like it would look really good. And to me, I want to see the team name something natural. I want to see the team, because Utah, like there's not like a lot of like like the New York Rangers, like it makes sense what the Rangers are, the Hurricanes, Carolina goes 1-1 together, right? The Florida Panthers, the Panthers of Florida, like you make sense. Tampa Bay Lightning, like they own those things. The Coyotes, the Coyotes would work in Utah, but they're not going to let that happen because Arizona's going to keep the name, whatever. So to me, I want to see them like Utah is known for its like natural beauty. And I want to see them keep that around. So for one, I would really like the snow caps or the blizzards. Something like that. The snow caps being like a fun name. The blizzard as well would also be like another one of those fun names, or it's just a thing like the Wild or the Kraken. It's the blizzard would be fun. It also would really be able to use that light blue color, which I don't think is used enough in the NHL. That could be beautiful. I've seen some work for the Blizzard ID, and I think that'd be really interesting. Or something like the Eagles or the Bears. The Eagles, the former team, the Golden Eagles were a former team there, and then the Bears, of course, like you have the Grizzlies right now, but then also just the Bear, like in Utah, Bears exist. And also the NHL doesn't have like the Bears, I know the Bruins are technically like the bear, but their logos and stuff like never really use a bear on it, and the only times they do is usually a joke when it's just the sad silly bear on the front of that jersey. So other than that, there's really no sign of bears. We don't have like the Lions, you don't have the Bears, the Tigers, all those like generic brands that exist in all sports from children to pro. I feel like the NHL could use a team like that. And then just like the Utah Bears or the Salt Lake Bears. I think that would be a fine identity as well, right? But I just really want this team to own the natural environment. I drew this, whatever, and just kind of like show like the colors, like the green of just like the deserts, but on top of the orange with the mountains in the background. I think we would be really doing a shame if the team was named something like the Jazz, like the actual owner of the team has named them. I want to see Utah be used, like the colors of Utah and the beauty that state just is, into this jersey. I feel like Utah is like a very majestic looking place just driving around, and it is just like, it's very beautiful, and I want to see that showcased on the jersey. I don't want to see something lame. I don't want to see them come out and their colors are going to be black and gold or something like that. I don't want to see the jersey. I don't want to see this team gets called like the Utah Hounds or something like that, and it's just like this dog with his tongue sticking out with a hockey stick going like that or something like that, and it's just like, whatever. I want to see something like cool. I want it like something like the Eagles, we don't have just something simple like that. Just if they had like a simple identity like that isn't a joke like the Yetis. Use some beautiful colors and have like a fun thing with it. Especially I want look at like the Phoenix Suns, that their Valley jersey where it's like the purple and orange and yellow and like that gradients going across it. That jersey is beautiful, right? And I think once again, that jersey goes off of like the sunset, of course, of Arizona, those purple, just like the Coyotes, like retro reverse jerseys. I want to see them own that kind of environment here in Utah. I don't want to see them just randomly throw out there that their colors are going to be like green and yellow, like the North Stars or something like that. Like, I want to see something new, some new colors, especially in the West, where I know like the Anaheim Ducks kind of use orange, and maybe they shift to their alternate jersey to being their main or something. But orange isn't really that used in the NHL too much. The Flyers use it as their main, which they threw their way their good jerseys for really poor looking ones now. And the Ducks don't really own the orange. And other than that, no one else really. I mean, the Oilers, but they're more blue with the orange. So to me, it's like orange is like a color that could really be used, and especially like orange and a light blue, or orange on like an Astros like kind of like navy blue, but like more orangey than it is the blue. I don't know, something like that just really makes it just really showcase Utah. And I haven't really said that much here, and I don't know if anyone actually cares about what I just said, but I just wanted to put my opinion out there. So anyways, thank you for watching this. If you've made it this far, please, I'm begging you, just subscribe. And until next time, too sweet, put down your suggestions down below of what you think it should be called, and I'll review some of the names, and maybe I'll make up some fake logos or something like that. Maybe try to make an identity on like NHL and put some jerseys together. You put down below some ideas, and we'll showcase some of those throughout the summer or whenever they release things. So anyways, thank you for watching this, and ta-ta for now.